For every Marvel actor fans adore, there's always one that gets a ton of hate. But let's kick things off on a positive note and start with the ones we all love first. A character who's earned a lot of love recently. Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner. Even though Hawkeye doesn't have superpowers like Thor's lightning or Iron Man's suit, fans appreciate him for a completely different reason. His heart, his loyalty, and his grit. He's just a regular guy with a bow, but he stands toe-to-toe with gods and aliens. That's exactly why so many people love him, because it's not about powers, it's about dedication, and Jeremy Renner brings that to the role in every scene. Now, here's where things get messy. When talks about Hawkeye Season 2 started surfacing, you'd expect Marvel, or in this case, Disney, to give Renner the respect he deserves. But instead, they offered him half of what he made in Season 1. Not double, not the same, half.
You're Hawkeye!
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me.
Here a second. Things have gotten more complicated.
We didn't see eye to eye on that. And sadly, I still love the character, I still love to do it.
And this isn't just about the money, it's about what that kind of offer says. Jeremy didn't reject it because he's greedy. He turned it down because it felt like a slap in the face, especially after everything he's been through. You've probably heard about the terrifying snowplow accident he survived, a life-threatening situation that would have sidelined most people permanently. But not Renner. He bounced back, worked hard to recover, and even posted workout videos showing he's still physically capable. That kind of determination is the same thing that makes his portrayal of Hawkeye so relatable. The guy literally is the character he plays, resilient, driven, and humble. So when Disney lowballed him, it wasn't just a bad business move, it was a matter of disrespect. He's been Hawkeye for over a decade. He's one of the original Avengers. You don't just cut someone's pay in half like that after all those years of loyalty and solid performances. It'd be like Steph Curry returning from injury, still dropping 30 points a night, and then being offered half his usual contract. It makes no sense. And even though some people online are saying, well, Hawkeye Season 1 didn't perform that well, that doesn't justify undervaluing a legacy actor. You don't treat your veterans like they're disposable, especially not ones who helped build the franchise. The whole thing kind of echoes what happened to Scarlett Johansson too. It's just another case of not giving credit where it's due. Despite all that, Renner still loves Hawkeye. He's open to returning, just not under unfair terms. That's what makes him not only a great actor, but also a true hero in real life too. When it comes to the MCU, there's always a love-to-hate ratio with actors, and one name that's really sparked both sides is Brie Larson, aka Captain Marvel. If you hang around fan forums for 5 minutes, chances are you'll see comments about her popping up constantly. Back in 2018, while promoting Captain Marvel, Brie made waves when she spoke about diversity in film criticism. She pointed out that most of the press covering her movies were white men. Not that she hated that group, but she wanted space for more diverse voices. Her exact words were something like, "I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time." It wasn't made for him. Although her aim was to emphasize inclusivity, online critics twisted her message. Suddenly, she was cast as a man-hater, a diversity token, and the face of so-called wokeness in Hollywood. Then Captain Marvel, the movie, dropped in 2019. It was nestled between Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. It smashed over $1 billion at the box office, but fan reaction was, at best, lukewarm. Critics praised its message of female empowerment, but a lot of viewers found the film forgettable, bland, or too generic. That wasn't helped by rumors of tension between Brie and the rest of the Avengers cast. Clips from Endgame press junkets showing awkward interactions between her and actors like Chris Hemsworth or Don Cheadle went viral. In one moment, Brie said something like, "I was just figuring out this character, very much in the dark. There was no script to read, and not everything was fleshed out yet, and co-stars fumbled their responses." Even though Don Cheadle defended her, saying the media was blowing things out of proportion, opinions were already set online.
Brie, what was it like joining this group, this universe?
Intimidating at first, mostly because this is where it all began for me, was on this film. We filmed this before Captain Marvel. So I was figuring out this character, but very much in the dark. There was no script to read. It wasn't all flushed out yet with the Captain Marvel solo film either. So it was just kind of finding our way, but it was a good group of people to figure it out with, right guys?
Yeah. Then, The Marvels came out in 2023, and it flopped hard. It had one of the lowest MCU openings ever. Now that wasn't entirely Brie's fault. The film had a rough production cycle, full of delays and reshoots, and the franchise was feeling a bit directionless. Still, Brie ended up getting the brunt of the backlash.
Just like what it feels like in my body to physically be able to do those things.
So would I.
Do you still feel like the new kid?
I feel less like the new kid. I feel far more comfortable this time around, yeah.
Ironically, in The Marvels, her character was more relaxed and fun than before. But by then, the haters had already tuned out. Even though some Marvel actors get non-stop criticism, there are others who quietly win fans over, and Elizabeth Olsen is a perfect example. Elizabeth first appeared in the MCU in 2015's Avengers: Age of Ultron. Although she didn't have much to do, her accent wavered and her character's motives were inconsistent. Fans could feel something powerful in her performance. Whether she was grieving over her brother Pietro or ripping out Ultron's core, Wanda had real emotional presence. Then came WandaVision in 2021. Unlike typical MCU entries, this show dove deep into grief, trauma, and loss while dressing itself up as a quirky sitcom. Elizabeth anchored it flawlessly. Even when the writing was shaky, she held the whole thing together. That led straight into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where her Wanda turned dark. Fans had mixed feelings about the rushed villain arc, but almost no one blamed Elizabeth. In fact, most spotlighted her as the highlight of the film. She carried Wanda's descent into darkness with nuance, making it feel tragic and earned. And in a lot of fan debates, who's the strongest Avenger? Many still point to Wanda, crediting Elizabeth's portrayal. Now, Elizabeth Olsen is everything Marvel fans love about grounded powerhouse performances. But moving to someone whose journey looks very different. Now let's shift to the OG, the actor who defined the MCU's beginning and continues to overshadow controversy, Robert Downey Jr. When you talk about the most beloved MCU actor, Tony Stark comes to mind first, and that's because RDJ built the universe from the ground up, figuratively in a cave with a box of scraps. He brought swagger, wit, depth, and charisma in spades. He made Tony Stark feel real. This wasn't a cookie-cutter billionaire or a Boy Scout. He was flawed, brilliant, selfish, heroic, and everything in between. RDJ played all these shades perfectly. He carried the Infinity Saga from Iron Man to Endgame, serving as both the narrative and emotional centerpiece. His chemistry with castmates, whether snarking with Captain America or mentoring Spider-Man, elevated every scene. Oh, then in Endgame, he delivered one of the MCU's most powerful moments. I love you 3000. That line wasn't just dialogue, it was a heartfelt goodbye to a friend.
Gauge heads-up display.
Check.
Four-door preferences from home interface.
Importing preferences and calibrating virtual environment.
Robert's popularity isn't just about his on-screen talent. He shows genuine love for fans. He behaves like a real person at fan events, on red carpets, and in interviews. And he's always humble and witty. He even surprises kids dressed as Iron Man. That's part of why he's adored. Off-screen, he's the glue behind the scenes too. He's publicly supported better pay for the original Avengers, encouraged mentoring of newcomers, and helped ensure newer heroes, like Spider-Man and Black Panther, could shine too. He's a team player who understands that carrying the torch doesn't mean hogging it. There's a reason he's forever above controversy. That brings us to Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk. Her casting seemed like a perfect match on paper, but when She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, landed on Disney+, Marvel fans' reactions turned ugly fast. The show was pitched as a legal comedy with a superhero twist, but ended up feeling chaotic. It broke the fourth wall, flouted traditional story structure, and even poked fun at Marvel tropes and fans. One scene of She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion in her office sparked online firestorms. Then Episode 3 rolls around, and the finale goes full meta, mocking fan criticism via an AI named Kevin.
Eat it up. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up.
Oh, you are way more fun than my last one.
Rather than win back critics, the show doubled down on trolling them. Tatiana herself got caught in the crossfire. In early interviews, she said She-Hulk wasn't made for Marvel fans and leaned into feminist commentary. Comments some fans found dismissive. When the show premiered to mixed reviews, she defended every choice and even called out Disney CEO Bob Iger over labor disputes. Some saw this as unwillingness to compromise or fit into the brand. Later, she admitted that speaking on picket lines clouded her ability to articulate clearly, but by then, fan trust had already fractured. When filming Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, rumors swirled that her decisions on set, especially around vaccine mandates, caused delays. While she denied some details and Marvel stayed quiet, the headlines steered public perception, and by the time the movie came out, the pressure on her was palpable. Finally, let's highlight someone fans do love unconditionally: Tom Holland as Spider-Man. When Marvel and Sony rebooted the character, anticipation was sky high, and Tom absolutely delivered. Even Stan Lee said Tom embodied the character perfectly. What makes Tom stand out isn't just acting, it's authenticity. He geeks out, he gushes about the fandom, and he's clearly one of us. On set, he's the guy doing his own stunts, joking with co-stars, dancing between takes, and even taking a few bumps for realism. His dedication shines through, and fans respect that effort. But it's his relationships that seal it. His bond with RDJ, Tony mentoring Peter, brought us some of the MCU's most emotional moments. Off-screen, headlines about his real-life romance with Zendaya made the Peter-MJ pairing feel even more magical.
Yeah, and I find that I do this thing when I'm around him for a while where I speak with British inflections but not the British accent.
Yeah.
Which is really strange.
You have an English cadence while saying it as an American.
Yeah. Because you guys ask questions we go down, so we're where are you going? And you guys, where are you going?
Yeah.
And then
for Tom, Spider-Man isn't just a job, it's a passion. That comes through in every interview. I feel like I owe it to fans to bring the best Spider-Man possible. It's not a paycheck, it's personal. So when you think of MCU actors, there's this full spectrum. Some generate controversy, others fly under the radar. And then there are the ones who define the universe. From Brie Larson's divisive entrance and Anthony Mackie's evolving cap, to Robert Downey Jr.'s beloved legacy, Florence Pugh's breakout rise, Tatiana Maslany's sharp divide, and Tom Holland's heartwarming dedication. We've got a bit of everything. The MCU's future depends not just on heroes with powers, but on actors who bring sincerity, integrity, and real humanity to the big screen. And those qualities? They're what truly connect with fans.